Shabbat shalom, everybody, and you are welcome to the Shabbat of this morning. The Parashat that we are discussing about this morning is Parashat Ha-Mishepatim, and this Shabbat is also known as Shabbat Shekalim, the Shabbat that will give shekel to the Lord. Right? So, and I subtitled the Parashat of this morning as, "And the stranger you shall not wrong, nor shall you oppress him. Any widow or orphan you shall not afflict." What is God saying? AKA, be compassionate. I want you to be compassionate because I am the Lord your God who is compassionate. So God is telling us to do what? To be like Him, to be like our Father, to be like our Creator. A stranger you shall not wrong, nor shall you oppress him. It's not good. It's a stranger. You know, he doesn't have anything. Be merciful. And any widow or orphan you shall not afflict. A woman that has no husband that can defend her, why are you oppressing her? You have no mercy. It's not good. And someone who has no father and mother, oh, come on. Be compassionate upon them because they have nobody to defend them. Right? So that is what God is telling us, to be compassionate. God gave the Torah to human beings, and God created human beings. The Holy One, blessed be He, knows the way the human minds work because He programmed it. The Lord God that we serve is a programmer. He programmed our mind, He designed us by Himself. So He knows the way our minds work. Despite something being so obvious and matter of fact, there is reason why God nevertheless commanded us in those obvious areas that we should actually do. But being compassionate and being merciful and being gracious to a stranger, to the oppressed, to the widow, we don't need God to tell us that. It's a common human feeling. It's a common human genetic code that we are not animals, right? That we should be oppressing other people. But so sad to say that in this world that we live down, people are not human beings but animals. Because we still do that, which it is written, black and white in the Torah, we still do it in this present world. We oppress the widows. We oppress the orphan. We do what again? And the stranger, we kick them in the boat. We don't care. We say, oh, it's your fault. No, I don't care. As far as it's not me. I'm the owner of the land. I am the chief. I have my house, I have my children, my family, everybody. The rest people, I don't care about them. So we can see what God is telling us in this area this morning. We don't need the Torah to tell us that because we know that it's an obvious thing. But still yet, the Holy One, blessed be He, is emphasizing on it in this Parashat. This Torah reading contains many mitzvos that are in the man-to-man category, which means the relationship between man and man. So this is in the relationship of man to man. For us to be merciful to the stranger, to be compassionate to the orphan and widows, and to be gracious to those that are below us. Right? We should help them. In this week, Parashat Mishpatim, in Exodus chapter 22, verse 20 and 21, states this: "And the stranger you shall not wrong, nor shall you oppress him. Any widows or orphans you shall not afflict." Most Israelites recognize the three individuals the Torah calls out to be treated with extra special care. With extra special care. It's not that you are giving them something special, but it's because they have nobody to do what? To defend them. Not unlike a man and a woman, unlike people that have their father, their husband, their family, everybody, to defend them. So therefore, it's not like it's a special thing, but it's just a common sense thing to do what? To help those people. The Torah says, a stranger you shall not afflict. But so to say, you see that our rabbis say that, okay, our rabbis take the word stranger, they turn it to a what? To a convert. That is a convert, you shall not wrong. But the Torah never used the word a convert. Because I always tell them, don't put word in Torah's mouth. the Torah never used the word combat. The Torah used the word strangers. Because in the Torah it is explicitly written there, for you are strangers in Egypt. Did the Torah say that you are a combat in Egypt? It doesn't make sense. If you are covered in Egypt, then you will not be delivered from Egypt because you will be converted into what? Into the Egyptian society. You worship their gods too. I said, no, don't put the word in Torah's mouth. Because if you are telling me that I should only help the combat, then the stranger, I can do whatever I want to do with them. Is that what you are telling me? But the Torah never says so. The Torah says strangers. So don't try to manipulate the Torah because okay, because you are not a Jew, then you are a convert, I can treat you well. So those ones that are not a convert, what do we do with them? We treat them like animals? No, no. The Torah is very clear. The strangers, you shall not wrong, you shall not afflict them. It doesn't matter you are a convert or no convert, as far as you are a stranger in the land. Help them. But if the person now wants to say, okay, I want to upgrade my what? My status into a convert. I want to now to join to your faith or to whatever you do. That one is different. But as it is said, it is a stranger. So we are going to keep it that way, a stranger. Okay. So, but as I said, Rabbi did that. So, and the widows and the orphan, you shall not oppress. These are the most odious people who logically, emotionally, and psychologically require this special recognition and attention. Yet, the Holy One, blessed be He, feel it is very necessary to mention it anyway. We don't need God to tell us that. We know that. But the Holy One, as I said, still needs to say, you know what? I need to bring out this thing to show these people because I know the way I design their mind. Because even though with the obvious, we still do what is wrong. We still do the opposite. Even if it is very, very obvious that we should treat these people well. It is not that, okay, if somebody, you see, a 2 years old, I mean, not here in Canada, I want to use the example, Africa, or third world, right? Where they don't have pipe-borne water, you know, where you can just go in your house, you on your water. So you need to go 5 kilometers to go and fetch water in the river. Can you send 2 years old or 1 year old without no guidance? Hey, you are my son, you are my son, you are my daughter, you are my daughter. Okay, hey, go and fetch water for me. I mean, I need to cook. 1 year old. It is obvious that I cannot send a 1 year old to go and fetch water, except that person has some issue, mental issue. You know, if you have mental issue, then you can go for a psychiatrist to deal with that. So it is completely obvious that a 1 year old cannot go and fetch water 5 kilometers away. But still yet, the Holy One is telling us that we have to take extra careful on this category of people that is mentioning to us this morning. Now, I will take some literary license and suggest that perhaps the answer to this obvious may be found in the short passage or in the short two pasukim that appear right before this section in verse 22, chapter 22, verse 17. And there the Torah states this: a sorcerer shall not live, and one who lies with animal shall be put to death. So the question now is this: it is important to recognize these two mitzvot, these two commands are in their own separate section, categories, and oddly enough are placed in the middle of a monetary issue, right, before and also after. So why is God putting this issue of sorcerer and of someone sleeping with an animal, bestiality, in the middle of this world? The Torah says this: the sorcerer is not limited to the literal definition of black magic, but to the purpose and goal of what it accomplishes. Let's look at it from another perspective. Because when they talk about sorcerer, the wise men, magic, you know, people say, hey, you know, it is this, it is this bad man that do this wickedness or this and that. But if you want to look at it very, very deep, to look at it from a different perspective, we're going to see that it is not only that, but the purpose and the goal of what that particular thing accomplishes. The purpose of magic is to manipulate the mind, not even changing reality as a thing, because they can't change reality. The only one, blessed is the only one that changes reality. They manipulate your mind to believe that 1 is 2 and 2 is 1. Or they manipulate your mind to say that black is white and white is black. So because they say the more you look, the less you see. You see, the more you look, the less you see. That is the idea of magic. That is the idea of manipulation of the mind. You see, so they manipulate people's mind, and people say, hey, yeah, this is something new. No, nothing new. They are manipulating the mind of the people to see something less, things that they see more before, because now the mind is under influence. The mind sees less than that. So the reality of certain things or situations, the mitzvot of the Torah are in effect today just as they were thousands of years ago. So some mitzvot, some commandments manifest themselves in different ways and in different situations. For example, today, right, like here in North America, that the common men, they don't go to seek sorcerer or black magic and so on and so forth. Like where I came from, where in back or home, there's a lot of those understanding, right? Maybe in South America, there's lot of those understand, like in Europe or in North America, nothing much like that for the common men. But the top men, they still do that. They still do a lot. So what I'm saying here is this. Nevertheless, the mitzvot apply. So I don't want to say that, oh, we don't have sorcerers or we don't have all those things. So therefore, that mitzvot is out of point. That we can't do that now. Nobody do that today. So that mitzvot is useless. No, I want us to interpret that mitzvot, that command from another perspective, or to understand what the Holy One is talking about concerning those things. The sorcerer of today tell us we are not to make believe or to create the disappearances of a certain reality. For example, we are not to come up with rationalization or excuses explaining why we do not have to have extra compassion to an orphan. For example, right? They'll tell us, oh, the widow or the stranger, you don't have to have compassion on them, because sometimes a person may say about a widow, for example, he does say, oh, don't worry, don't worry. Her husband has a chunk of big insurance. The insurance that the man has is 10 million. Why are you having compassion on her? She has a lot of money for the husband because the husband is dead. He has a lot of money. So that woman don't have compassion on her. Or they might say, that woman, her family is very influential. Her family has money. So why must you have compassion on her? She has because we categorize everything based on what? On monetary terms in our world now. Right? That sorcerer will tell you don't have the sorcerer, the internal sorcerer, that's what I'm saying. Our man is going to be telling us don't have compassion on her. Even though the husband died, you say, oh, yeah, he has a lot of money. Or their family is very influential. You don't have to be compassionate. So the Torah is saying, be compassionate. It's not the amount of money the husband has in the bank, or the amount of insurance that the husband has in the bank, or the amount of influence that the society, the family that she came from has. No, you still have to be a human being, not an animal. She has to show compassion, because the person that woman lost is not an animal, it's a human being, right? At least show that compassion for that woman. And he continues. Let's see. And he said, or for example, an orphan, right? He said, hey, don't worry. The boy will soon grow, become an adult now. See, the guy is just 16 and 17 years, 18 years now, he's an adult. You don't have to be merciful on him or on her. You have to show mercy. It doesn't matter how old is the person. right? He has no father, he has no mother, he's fatherless, he's motherless. Show compassion, show mercy. Or you can say, for a stranger, don't worry about him. He should have known what he's getting into. They didn't tell you in Ghana, for example, that when you come to Canada, your diploma will not be recognized. That you still have to start all over again and start going to school. And that, even though you have PhD in Ghana, we don't give a damn about your PhD in Canada, for example, right? That you have to go back again and begin to start like a what? Like primary school. For them to recognize your what? Your diploma again, right? You can't do that. You shouldn't do that. It's a stranger. Be merciful. If he's not born in the land, it's not his fault that he's not born in the land. He has his own idea why he left his own place to come here. There is a purpose. Nobody just moved from their place of birth and moved to another place just like that. No, there must be a situation. There must be something that happened. There must be something that he cannot stand or something that he cannot behold that make him to pack his load, pack her load, pack everything and move from one place that he has already known, his family is established, his friends, everybody. He just moved to an unknown place. There is something that happened. Right? We need to show, that, what they call it, that sensitivity, right, to their plight, because we are not in their shoe. I don't know what happens to him or to her or to them. Like me, I came here. I was a stranger here before becoming part of the land. I choose to be part of the people, right? And I thank God that the country accepted me to be part of them, right? Because when I came with my bag. I still have the bag. So only my wife said, "How do you throw away this bag?" She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand what is in my mind. So for me, it's a memory. I won't throw it away. It's a memory. I came out with only one bag. So you always remind me, look at what God has done for you all this while. When you look back, right? Just one bag. Me and my bag. It's a backpack. So you need to understand that it's not just that backpack is old, it's torn, but it's something that is beyond speech that bag represents for me. Right? So this is what we need to understand one by one. We need to be merciful because maybe we are once. The Torah says not even maybe the Torah says we are once like that in Egypt. We are once like that, a stranger. Even though the so-called people that call I'm a Canadian. The white Canadians, their forefathers came from somewhere, no? They are not the native of the land. Right? They came with their bag too. Right? In the ship. In pain. And the people of the land, the native of the land, accepted them. Give them food. Give them corn. Give them bread. Give them turkey to survive, to eat. So we need to understand this principle. All of us are foreigners. So if I take myself as a foreigner, and I establish myself in the land, and I see another foreigner, why should I treat him or her bad? Putting myself in that shoe. So this is what the Torah is trying to tell us this morning. And so let's see it now. Why is Torah just positioning a sorcerer, a person that do bestiality in this portion of the Torah? These and similar thoughts and the inner working of the what? Of the magic to change the reality that stare us in the face. So when you try to rationalize, don't have mercy, don't have compassion, don't be gracious. That is the inner work of the magic, of the so-called sorcerer. So that sorcerer that is in your mind, that is in your soul, that's trying to manipulate you to rationalize the pain of someone else, the suffering of someone else. Don't mind. Don't worry. Her husband is rich. Don't have mercy on her. That stranger, he should have learned that Canada is like this and this and this and this and this before he can or she can. or that what do you call it, the orphan. Oh, don't worry, that orphan very soon is going to grow up. You don't have to have mercy upon them. When we behave like that, then we become what? An animal. That's what the Torah is saying. It's an animalistic kind of understanding. But you are not an animal. You are a human being, a soul, a higher understanding. Even though animals, I'm telling you, animals, they have compassion upon one another. Some of them, you see, for example, what do you call it, an elephant. When the baby falls inside the pit and the baby cannot stand, you see the mama become wild. Wah! He use the trunk to push the baby to stand up. They say, no, Ale, let's go. You can't stay there. Let's go. You see, that is compassion. It might be an instinct, but it's a kind of, if you look at it from another perspective, it's a kind of mercy. No, I can't leave you here alone. You are my daughter, you are my son. We need to go. The chief elephant is going now because the mother elephant, the big, the leader, lead. You know, and once the leader stands and she's going, everybody has to follow because she's the one that has the knowledge of all the parts. The knowledge is, they train each other like that. They have memories. Right? So we need to understand that. So if elephants or some other animals can do that, why are we so wicked? Why are we even saying that we are lower than those animals? Is that what people are saying? But God make us higher than them. So we have to have more higher understanding, more higher compassion, more higher mercy towards one another, towards ourselves, towards our country, right? Towards our people, towards our family. That's what the Torah is telling us this morning, not to be an animal. Once we start to figure out ways not to be compassionate, not to be merciful, we are acting like animals. So we don't have to start rationalizing. Do exactly what the Torah said. That is it. Therefore, the Torah juxtaposes the two commandments of magic and not laying with an animal together immediately before the portion of where we need to have more compassion and extra sensitivity. That's why the Torah is equating someone who has no passion, who has no compassion, who has no mercy as a sorcerer, who is trying to manipulate, change, or manipulate your mind, trying to look for a reason not to do what the Torah wants them to do. You know? No, we can't do that. We should be extra careful. We should be extra sensitive to other people's plight, right? Life in general represents different social challenges within our immediate community and the community at large. We must observe this particular mitzvos today, even though we might think that it's 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago, there is nothing like that anymore. No, we have to think about it. You know, how can I imply this particular mitzvah, this command in my life today? I always tell my wife when we watch a movie, and all my children, which I always say here every time. When I watch a movie, I'm not watching that. I don't know why my mind acts like that. I don't watch that movie of what is going on. When I see it, my mind always goes differently. Try to interpret it in the spiritual. How can I gain? Because you sitting down 1 hour, 1.5 hours, or 90 minutes, or 50 minutes, or it doesn't matter, any amount of minutes that you're sitting down there, and you just watch it, you laugh, and you just wasting 1 hour, or 30 minutes, or 40 minutes of your life. So what do you gain? How can I interpret this thing I'm seeing in my spiritual life? How can I, or in my physical life, or in the life that I'm living, how can I interpret to benefit from what I'm watching? Because most of those movies, some of them, they're teaching you something, they're sending you a message. And you have to decipher the code that they're saying. What are they telling me? How can I gain from what they're saying and use it for my own positivity benefit? Rather, the Holy One, blessed be He, tells us that this mitzvot of compassion and care must be upheld must be upheld, despised, are crude thinking. Because the way we think sometimes is very crude. So God said, no, this commandment, I know the reason why I gave them to you, they are still relevant in today's world. They are still relevant in the 24th century. So don't say that this is old, and so therefore it's garbage, it's no longer applied in our own world of today. By violating this particular mitzvot, we continue to polarize our families and the Hebrew people. If we observe this mitzvot properly, we will create a stronger sense of unity and ultimately bring Israel, bring the children of Israel, all of us, closer together as one family, together with our God, because He gave us those commandments. Remember the Torah that we read this morning. He said they came and they made a what? They all came from an agreement saying we are going to set the what? Set the people free. Zedekiah, right? We remember the law. Everybody go home. Go, you are free. Because the Torah of Moshe said we should set them free after 6 years. They all set them free and the law and said, oh, what have we done? Why should I set them free? You see, it's copy by copy. What did Pharaoh say too? The same thing. Remember? Oh, what have I done? It's as if somebody is playing with my mind like magic. What? My eye is open. Well, let the Hebrew go. Who's going to work for me now? Oh, let me go and pursue them and bring them back. The same thing they did. No different. Oh, what do we do now? Also, who's going to pan my yam? Who's going to go and farm my farm? Me? No. My children, I never train my children to be useful, right? Because the servant always do everything. My children cannot do nothing. No, let me go and bring them back. And God say, hey, okay. That is what you want to do? I teach you a lesson. The same thing. Remember I told you, God is always neutral. So if you say, God is my God, then if I do this, God will not act. Oh, okay. You see the consequence. What God did to them, what God did to the Egyptians, the same thing did with them. The same, no different. The king was captured, right? If you read it down, the Babylonian king, he saw the consequence. The city was burned, destroyed. Egypt was destroyed. The same thing. God is always like that. He's a God of judgment. He's a God of justice. It doesn't matter if you're Egyptian or an Israelite. As far as you disobey, you face the consequence of your action. You see, it's simple. It's not hard. If we make a covenant with the Lord to serve Him, let's serve Him. It's not hard. I'm serious. Let's serve Him. If you say, okay, I don't want to serve you, okay, pass your Lord. Whatever you see, you see. It's easy. If you say, it's my life, I can do whatever I want to do with it. Okay, go ahead. But as for me, I serve the living God. I choose that. It's my choice. So let's make a decision. Let's stand firm to follow the covenant, to follow the Torah. The Torah is not hard to keep. If it is hard, the Holy One blessed be Him will not give us in the first place, because it's simple to follow. Right? Have compassion. Have mercy. Be gracious. Simple. It's nothing much. Parashat, Ha-Mishepatim. Shabbat Shalom.